where'd you go drop this one now?
Not too far, about on 100 meters. This channel behind us here that comes into the land or into the shore runs straight out, and about 40 meters from here it goes down to 17, 20, 24 foot. I dropped it in 20, and it's about 4 or 5 meters wide, and jumps up to 14 and 8 foot on the right. The main thing is not to hook any of the lines, and I just took that one out. Brand new line, so it tends to float sometimes. When fish finding an area, as you can see we're about 600-700 meters away from the camp, you look for certain features in the water, structure, rock piles, maybe some, sometimes, well, I believe I can see the mussels on the lower end, mussel beds. Look for that and drop-offs. We're basically on the edge of the channel here. It goes straight up, obviously, like the mountain behind me. If you look at the mountain behind me, that's a slope, and it comes down and it forms a plateau of, in this case, 42 foot. I've decided to fish as it stops there and it turns to form that plateau. I want to drop my baits there, 2 baits. And along the side of it going up, sloping up, you can see a lot of little structure which in my opinion might be mussels. So I want to drop my bait just on the edge of that, put 3-4 hands of feed, which consist of basic feed. It's just some maize, some tiger nuts and some hemp seed, and just spread it around my bait. I found a nice bit of structure here. I've zigzagged obviously on the slope, and this is where I'm going to drop it. Looks like a nice big fish on the bottom as well. Now when dropping the bait like that, I keep a little bit of tension so it doesn't go straight down and tangle up. Then once it's dropped, flip over, pull the tension, lift it up and present it nicely. And you can see where your line goes in the water, spread your feed in that area, 3 or 4 hands. We're ready to go. Now because I've got brand new line and the line tends to float now, we saw today, I'm going to drop a backlet here mid-bowl, a bit further than midway, make sure it's more or less straight. There we go. Keep a fair amount of tension on the line with my fingers. And make sure your reel doesn't clip over, because that will spoil your whole presentation by pulling your sinker away from your feed. The momentum of the boat will carry on for 10 meters sometimes before you get it clipped over again. This is my first trip out with the Mission X rods. I'm sure you guys are familiar with them, with Quinton and Doorndraai using them. The wind cast 5,500 long distance. I've got 600 meters of 30-pound gator braid on here and another 200 meters of 50-pound, 800 meters of line on the reel. And then I've actually added 80-pound stealth fluoro braid on, just to get that weight on it and sink. And that's your recovery leader as well. Should you get snagged, you basically can get, your leader should be longer than the depth you're actually fishing, so that you can wrap it around your hand and get it out as well. Okay, just had a nice run, early morning. The main thing is to get close to the fish, as close as possible, as quick as possible, so it won't snag up. I don't think it's a big fish. And fishing 700 meters away takes a while to get to your fish. Basically just keep the tension and get there. Okay, bit of bad luck. Obviously didn't hook, the hookup wasn't good enough. Fish came off. But that's fishing. Give it a shot again, quickly bait up and bring it out again. Well, on our first excursion here at Doorndraai, the rods have been out for 3 days, and I unfortunately had to go back to Joburg for a day. And while I was gone, this rod actually got a nice fish of 13.5 kilos. Luckily Chris Liebenberg was here and he landed the fish. So now first things first, need to change the bait again, replace it myself, and see if we can get another bait in the water that will attract a nice good fish. And I'm going to see the fish for the first time now. Thanks for that, Chris.
Yeah, it was a screaming run, one of the one-toners, best sound that you can ever hear. Quite a good fight, dropped it in the right spot, and the result is not bad.
Now the thing is with sacking a carp like this, they get all their energy and life back. You'll see now it's going to be quite tough actually just holding it up for a photo.
Yeah.
So very important to handle them with care. Make sure you've got enough padding and wet padding at that around. You carry it in the bags when you move it, because they're full of life and they jump out of your arms.
Unreal.
Like that.
Unreal what life they get within 12 hours or even 6 hours of sacking. So if a fish is a bit reluctant to swim, it's always advisable to sack it for a while, then it's live.
Typical Doorndraai carp, very long fish, strong, healthy fish. Look at that, beautiful.